Okay, and welcome back to another Zoombinis episode. Let's go ahead and get started. So, I was thinking about where to continue, because I have Zoombinis at basically every place, but what I think I want is to, the first and the last route are already at the hardest difficulty, so I want to advance the middle routes more. So last time I went south, and you can see the south one has actually switched, so that next time I do it, it'll be very hard. But I wanted to go and do the north route too, to get that switched over. So let's go ahead and grab our batch of Zoombinis. I wish there was a slightly faster way to get them all, but oh well. We'll have to leave someone behind? No? Do we have a perfect? I think we had a perfect group. Okay, so we're going north.
Welcome to the boat. Now hurry yourselves up and find your seat.
Okay, so I'm going to use my method of finding the weird Zoombinis first. So this one is the only one with feet, for example.
Fine, sit wherever you want to. I don't really care.
And this is the only other one with a red nose. I could do this one and this one.
There you go, you got it.
And then like this. All the purple noses. And then what next? We could do a spring.
Sure.
The roller skates. That won't work. This one will. So we've got some blue noses.
There you go, you got it.
So this one, we'll need to redo. What if I switch a couple? Zoombinis around.
Sure.
This won't work. I think I can switch these two.
Nope.
No?
Can't do that.
Oops.
Back on shore, then, lover.
Ah, you're so funny. Okay.
Sure. There you go.
There we go. Thought that was going to take a while. I was afraid of that. Alright, the toads. We have our fairy. So again, they're very generous with the wand usages on this difficulty level. So if you see a mostly complete path, you might as well just finish it. So if the wand works, which sometimes it doesn't want to, so Come on. There. Alright, now the orange one can go. The blue path is almost complete. I think I could do a purple path. So this should make it faster if you just get started. Red, I'm not really seeing a great path, not without changing. Oh, let me see. It breaks here, so I would need to swap 2 of them. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. There we go. So orange, blue, red. Purple. Then the white path has 2 breaks in it. And 1 right here. Okay, and then let's look for another one. I think there's a diamond path, or an attempt at a diamond path. I would need to swap 2 of them. So, one of these, like this one, and then over here, I think that will work. Okay, and then I just need to find 2 more paths. Oh, the flower path is already complete. I wonder if it started that way, if I accidentally made it complete. And for the X's, looks like that's already complete as well. So great! We just have to wait for one of them to come back, and then we can get the last Zoombini. And then this one was here, I believe. Alright, and we'll just watch him hop across. Hop faster! There we go.
Well done, O wise and trusted guide.
Alright, and then hopefully I don't get stuck on the last one. Because sometimes I overcomplicate it, so.
After many days crashing through the swamps, the Zoombinis find a river that has long since dried up. But how do they get over the wall?
How indeed. Alright, so let's start with the weird Zoombinis again. So we only have 2 with a red nose. So let's try matching them up by noses. It looks like I only have one with a hat. And only one with this hairstyle. And I need 3 of them, all with the same nose color. Let's try the blue ones. Huh. Okay, I think I got it. Not too tricky.
Splendid job!
And there we go.
Amazing indeed! Another relaxing campsite ready and waiting for Zoombinis. And they'll need their rest. The darkest, most dangerous part of the journey is yet to come.
Yeah, well, that's the way it goes sometimes. Okay, now that we have that little ritual out of the way. So, we actually have quite a few Zoombinis already here, so... and if you want to know why there's so many here, watch the last video. We're going to attempt, I think, the mountain path and see how far we get. Knowing that it is at the hardest difficulty level now. Alright, and these guys will just be cozy in here.
Throughout these gloomy mountains, strange carvings left by ancient peoples are everywhere.
Alright, so this one again is grouping by 2 features, but we get no hints. So let's try and be pragmatic about this. So let's see if we can find 2 Zoombinis that are very similar. And that will help us know how closely we can put them. Here's a couple that are pretty similar. I was hoping to find ones that only have 1 different feature. Oh, I guess these 2 do. So let's put them here, which will almost certainly be the wrong spot. Okay, then we'll try putting this one next to him and see where it gets moved to. So I'm gonna need to probably, where's my scratch paper? Just a second. Okay, so what I need to do, not only do I need to mark where they go, but I need to mark where they're not allowed to be. So I believe I'm already forgetting. Did I try to put this one in front of him or behind him? So I'll just number these. Okay, so these two ended up next to each other, which would seem to suggest that the primary grouping is not by hair. So let's try putting another that's similar next to them. Okay, so the question here is what is going to go in these blanks? I don't have any more sunglasses, so it looks like it should be the other springs. And I'm willing to bet that it is by nose and then, sorry, by feet and then by nose. Okay. Huh. So that's not the case. So feet is not the primary grouping, otherwise we wouldn't have these gaps here. It could be by nose color, and then by feet, maybe? Because we've got yellow, red, and then purple noses. So the other red nose could go right here. And then we've got a couple more purple noses. But then what would the secondary color be? Secondary trait be? So if primary is nose, and what's the secondary trait? Because it can't be by feet, or then the ones with spring feet would have been next to each other. So secondary is not feet. So that means it's either hair or eyes. So this one almost certainly has to go here. Yep. So the primary one is the nose. And then for the secondary one, so I know a purple nose has to go here. But should it be a wide eyes purple nose with a ponytail? A sleepy eyes? Okay, that one is okay. So let's see. So it's either by hair or eyes. Those are really the only choices left. So if it was by eyes, then the order is wide eyes before sleepy eyes. So sunglasses, wide eyes, sleepy eyes, cyclops eyes. If it's by hair, then it is ponytail, hat, shaggy hair, flat hair. So now we've got a 3 nose and a 4 nose. So these have to be the green ones. So we just have to figure out if it's by hair or eyes. Now, I won't be able to put the two ponytail hairs next to each other. So it's not hair, it's eyes that matter. So in the purple group, we had sunglasses, then wide eyes, then sleepy eyes. Wrong nose. So this one should come first. No? I was totally looking at the wrong ones. Well, that doesn't help if you don't pay attention. For some reason, I thought I had 2 green with ponytail, but I didn't. I had 2 green with hat and 1 ponytail. So maybe it is the hair that matters. Okay, so let's see. If the hair matters, then what have we got for a pattern so far? So ponytails, then hat, which matches the green, then the shaggy hair, then the flat top. And if I had the tuft hair, I would sort of have to guess, but I don't. So it's first by nose and then by hair. So by nose, the order is blue, orange, red, purple, green. And then by hair, so if we look at the purple group, we've got ponytail, hat, shaggy hair, and then the flat hair. So this one, these two I should be able to put in either order up here. That's ponytail, and this ponytail. And then the hat, which I don't have, then shaggy hair. And then this one. And just so you know, once you put one down, you can't take it up again. Not that you would ever need to, but...
Zoombinis, that you are their guide.
Okay, well, let's continue before I find a way to mess this up. So last time I went through here, this actually killed me. So, well, it didn't kill me, but I lost some that I shouldn't have lost.
Deeper into the mountains they go, fighting their fears and the occasional family of bats. They arrive at a room where they can reflect on the appearance of a mysterious machine.
Okay, so last time we actually did okay at this one. And it went fairly fast. The main thing is that you are going to be matching up 2 pairs of Zoombinis at a time. So you have to watch out for that. So the first thing I have to do, I have to change both their blue noses to a red nose. So we're going to do it like that. Their feet will match up both times, but I need to change the ponytail to the flat hair or the other way around. Now, if I do this, that'll change both the hair and the eyes. So that was easy enough. And the second one is basically the same aside from the feet. Okay, so let's see. We need to change feet, eyes, the hair, and the nose. That's not right. Now, I won't be able to do this because this one is changing it to sleepy eyes, which is fine, but the next one will start with a different eye type, so this won't be sleepy eyes by the time it's done. So if I want to change it to sleepy eyes, I should probably use the static one too, and then just use this for the nose color. So, but then this one doesn't have sleepy eyes anymore. So you can see it can get complicated. Oh, and I need to change both their feet. Let me start over on this one. Okay, so they both need to end up with roller skates. And they'll both have wide eyes. So is there a way I can change both sleepy eyes to wide eyes? Or actually, let's just do it like that. So shaggy hair. But now they don't have the same nose. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to put a nose filter on both sides. And the only way that will work is if both of them end up changing to green noses. That won't work. Will that work? Okay, this seems complicated, but let's see. Shaggy hair, sunglasses. This is sunglasses, and it'll stay sunglasses because these both have the same eyes. The green nose is a static, and then they'll both have roller skates, so some of them are easier than others. You could probably try to write down on paper, like make mathematical formulas, but I think it's quicker just to mess around with them a bit. Okay, so we need to change everything but the hair for both of them. And we also need to change the nose. So let's just go ahead like that. Let's see, now they'll both have an orange nose and spring feet. And then we need sunglasses. Or wide eyes there, so. That should do it. Alright, we need hair and eyes to change. Fortunately, we have this. So like I said, some of them are way faster than others. Alright, you need feet and hair to change. For feet, it's going to have to be like that. Now that changed the eyes. Okay, so what have we got here? Got ponytail. Now these two on the right are the same, so I know it'll end up the same. Looks good. Just a couple more. Red nose needs to change. There's lots of nose color ones. And the hair needs to change. So let's try getting... Oh wait. Is it really this simple? So sometimes the answer is much simpler than you'd think it would be. So we don't have to engage with any of these complicated ones. Let's see. Nose, hair, and eyes. Okay, so we're going to assume that when the shaggy hair guy comes through, that won't work. Because then this will be something else. So we're gonna have to... Oh, we can test. Can't we? So when the shaggy hair guy comes through, we don't actually know what this is going to become. I'm assuming it'll become the ponytail. Because otherwise we just have this, which is pointless. So ponytail becomes flat top, shaggy hair becomes ponytail. I'm going to have to trust that that's what will happen. And then we'll need to change the eyes. And let's see, the nose. So let's see, should we give this one a purple nose? Or should we give this one a green nose and then a purple nose? None of the nose ones are gonna like flip or change. So I'll need to put a nose color on both sides. Let's try that. Okay, so... Alright, so we've got roller skates, eyes, hair. Let's see, I could do this. And then this. Yep, so again, sometimes it's simpler than you think. I think this is the last one. Yay! So I just need to be really careful on the next leg of the journey.
Well done, oh wise and trusted guide. Search first for traps.
Yes, the
They're
traps.
Easy to miss. To get
Gotta watch out for
Zoombinis
those.
across Bubble Wonder Abyss.
And I was not watching closely enough last time, so... Okay, so... Let's take a peek at this. So we've got all kinds of different buttons and switches, and it could be very overwhelming. But what I like to do is just imagine you have a test Zoombini and see what would theoretically happen if you sent them through. So if I sent this one through, it would go over here, it would press the purple switch. The purple switch would turn off... no, not these things. It would turn off the sparkly things if there were any, which there's not. What would the purple switch do? Oh, this. It's hard to see, but it would change this one to be pointing up instead. So that's what would happen. But because this one does not have an orange nose, then they would die. And I want to get all of them across. So I can't send any this way yet that don't have an orange nose. And I have 2 orange noses. So if I sent one of these through, it would trigger the switch, then it would go this way and get stuck. And I could send another one through to bump that one out of the way, but the first one would go into this vortex, and then the second one could get stuck. And this one can't be changed, so if I do 1 orange nose, then I can't send another one through the same way, or one of them will go this way. I could potentially, if one gets stuck, I could potentially bump them from the bottom, like that. And then if I could turn off the red, then the one on the bottom would be free to keep going this way and be safe. So if I sent an orange through now, they would get stuck. Which doesn't mean that would be bad. Let me just see what else would happen. So, and then the other path. What would happen if I sent anyone through the other path? Well, if they had glasses, let me find mine with glasses. I only have one with glasses. And if they had glasses, they would come through here and get stuck, unless I turn off this switch, in which case they could keep going. If they didn't have glasses, then they'd go this way. And then if they had the roller wheels, they would go here, pass over the yellow switch, and then be safe. If they didn't have roller wheels, but had tufted hair, they'd pass over the red one and be safe. If they had neither, they'd keep going, and as long as they didn't have sunglasses, they would perish. So, that's going to be a tricky thing, figuring out how I can get my ones with sunglasses across. Because right now, I've got 3 with sunglasses, 2 of which have the yellow nose. So, we already know because they have the yellow nose, they would survive going, they would get bumped this way. But then I need to free them by hitting them from the bottom, and I can only do that 1 time. For this other one with sunglasses, if I sent them through... Wait, I think I totally misread that. For some reason, I was thinking that they would go here, like here, and then go up. But no, the ones without eyeglasses would actually end up going this way. And then it's really hard to see, but I believe this is the purple switch. It's currently pointing toward the right. So as soon as I hit that purple switch, it'll point toward the left, which would be bad. And then the ones that are on this platform, I can't send them out right away, or the purple arrow would kill them. Now, what about the ones with eyeglasses? So, for the ones with eyeglasses, if I send them out, it would die this way. So, the eyeglass one can never go on this path. That's just a fact. So, it would always have to go on the northern path somehow. And actually, they kill the eyeglass one 2 different times. I don't know why, but they kill it here. But if it somehow manages to get past that and get over here, then this thing would kill it. And again, I don't know why they have it twice, but let's look at the what other ones. So other ones that don't have eyeglasses go this way, this way, this way. And then I can't send them through until I hit that purple switch, or they would all die. And then they might get stuck up here. So if I switch the purple switch, they could go up, and then they'd hit the orange switch. But some of them might get stuck in these things, which would be bouncing back and forth between the red and the yellow. So yeah, this is definitely a lot more complicated, but I think it helps to start by looking at which ones can never go on one side. And fortunately, there's only 2 sides, and not a whole bunch of them. Okay, so I'm going to have a left and a right path. So I'm not necessarily ordering them yet. So the left path has to have the eyeglasses going that way. As for the other features, so the ones I send this way, they'll get stuck in either the yellow or the red, and then I have to free them. But there's no way to reach these switches on this path. I have to free them the other way. So this thing will either point toward this, or it'll point toward up, or it'll point this way. If it ends up pointing this way... Oh, I see. That's how... Okay. Very interesting. So either it's no one survives, only orange noses survive, or other ones can survive. And then this is currently pointing toward the right. So I end up going this way. And then if something has neither the skates, the tuft hair, or the sunglasses. So my question is, where do the ones with sunglasses go through? Because some of them have orange noses, but this one doesn't. So if I could find out where the purple nose sunglasses go, that would help. Because either they'll go up this way and get sucked in because they don't have an orange nose. Or if this could be switched, then they would go this way, then this way, but then that would kill them. Or if this was also switched, they go this way, and again, that would kill them. So the purple nose sunglass can never go on the left. So that helps. And then as for the top, so either you get sucked in, or you go this way and then you need an orange nose to survive, or you go this way. Then if you don't have any of these features, you'll be safe. Or you could go down, and then the eyeglasses would go that way. But if you don't have eyeglasses, you just continue where you would have been before. So that's it as far as the Zoombinis that I can find that would never go on a certain path. So let's see if I can start ordering these. And there are several things to take into account. There's the left path, there's the right path, there's the second right path, which I believe There's no way to get to this platform from the left path. Nope. So we'll call that right 2. And then there's thinking of the overall order. So the very first one I send, let's see. So if I sent something on the right path right now, it would go down and then this way and then immediately die. So the left path has to be first. Although not necessarily, because I could send people over and have them wait on this platform before the left path. Which I could do. If I could figure out which ones can't go on the left path. Ever. So we already know this one can never go on the left path. So there's no reason to not send them over on the right side now. Then they'll just wait on the platform until we're ready for them. Okay. And then as far as the north path, right now we can only send orange noses, but what about the other options? Because later we can send basically anybody. I think we need to figure out what to do with these guys though. Because we could technically send them on either path. So why would we ever send them on the left? The reason we would send them on the left is we have to trigger that purple switch at some point. Otherwise, the guys on the right side could never continue. The problem, though, is that if I send both of them, one after another, the purple switch would trigger twice. It would go up, and then it would go back to the right. So I can't send the second one through until I'm completely done with the right-hand path. So one of them will open the right-hand path, and the other will turn it off. Now, is there any reason to not trigger the purple switch right now? Like, is there anything that would mess up? Because if I trigger it, it'll switch this arrow to be pointing at the vortex, which means anyone I send on the right path will be pointing at the vortex. So right now, everyone can get through safely to this platform. As soon as I trigger the switch, they can then continue, but I can't send any new ones to the platform. So I need to get all my people that need to be on the right-hand platform first before I can trigger the purple switch. So right now I'm sort of got like a task list. So get all needed to right platform. Send orange nose on left. Trigger purple switch. Which is great. And then I can start moving the ones on the right-hand platform. So all the right-hand platform ones will go through. And then I'll have to... What do I have to do? Do I need to hit the purple switch again? Because everyone will go through here. I'll hit the switch. And then these guys can go through here. The real question is, I have to send the eyeglasses one through the left at some point. Because we know that they will die if they go on the right at any point. I can't send them now because the orange nose filter would kill them. So I need to trigger the orange thing. And then the ones with glasses can go. And it would be safe, except it would hit this along the way. And as soon as I send an orange nose through this way to trigger this, they would get stuck in the red. And there's only two ways to free them. One is to hit the red switch and turn this off, but then I believe they would keep going this way and go into the vortex. So I actually need to hit them from the bottom with the one with glasses. And then the eyeglasses one would get stuck. But because they were coming from a different direction, if I hit this switch, then they'll be free to keep going that way. Okay. There's just so many things to take into account here. So we know these two are functionally identical, I believe. Because they'll either go here and then up here. One of them has the tuft hair, though. Which means that if I were to send them through here, then here, and then... How does anything go through here? Because anything I send through the right, all it can do is turn the orange switch on and off. And then they'll alternate between these, and then they'll keep going. So anything I send on the right will hit that orange switch every time. And then at some point I need to hit the yellow and red switches to turn these off. But I need to do that after all of them have come through. So at the end... I need to hit the yellow and red switch theoretically just one time. So anything else, so it'll either go this way and then come up from the bottom, or it'll go this way. I don't know what the purpose of this is. Because nothing can approach it from the bottom. Or the top. So I really don't know why it's here. Things can only approach it from the left, but then it would keep going that same direction anyway. So this seems to be, the Cyclops filter seems to be not useful. Or irrelevant. And I wonder if that's a mistake, or if they deliberately put in red herrings like that. What about the spring? How can anything reach the spring? Nothing can reach it from the bottom, or from the right, or from the top, or from the left. So the spring filter is irrelevant. This is literally unreachable. Nothing is ever going to pass over this square. My Zoombinis sound like they're very nervous. Okay, so now that we know that, what else have we got? So we've got this one, eventually, I need to trigger the orange switch somehow. If I don't, then nothing without a orange nose will be able to pass through here, which would be bad. And I need to trigger the orange switch so that I can even reach the yellow and red switches, which is how I eventually free these guys. The problem with the orange switch is that each one I send through is going to keep triggering it. So then eventually it's going to keep changing direction, basically. So once this is in the correct position, we'll send a Zoombini through, and then depending on whether it has wheels or tuft hair, it can free either the red or yellow Zoombini. So the order I send them through here is going to matter. So I need to save one with tuft hair and one with wheels. And actually, he's the only one with the tuft hair, I believe. Yep. So this guy with the tuft hair needs to go on the left, and the reason for that is that he's the only one who can trigger the red switch. And then the eyeglasses that we saw can't go now, but but eventually we'll have this path opened up, and the eyeglasses will hit the orange nose from the bottom. So that's the purpose of that. So because the eyeglasses one is going to hit the orange nose from the bottom, if I hit the red switch, so eyeglasses have to be sent before the tuft hair. And then the eyeglasses one will be free. So because I'm using the eyeglasses for that purpose, I can't use them to trigger the yellow switch. I only have one other with this inline skate thing. So ponytail inline will need to trigger the yellow switch. And the reason for triggering that is to get this one free who's stuck here. So the ones that are going on the left side, I need to trigger the purple switch, and that needs to happen with an orange nose one. And we know it needs to happen with this orange nose one. So I'll say orange nose with hat. So these four all have to go on the left side. So we've got the orange nose one with hat, which will eventually trigger this purple switch. And that's how the ones on the right can keep going. And then by sending the ones on the right, I can trigger the orange switch, which will turn this. I believe it goes clockwise, so it'll go this way. And then I can trigger, what should I do next? Well, the tuft hair can trigger the red switch, but I want that at the very end. So that'll be the tuft hair, who will trigger the red switch. But I have to watch this. I have to send him through when I have a chance. So he'll go this way, and then up, and then trigger this red switch. Then any Zoomini who is trapped here will be free, and then he'll just keep going. And I don't know if that'll happen. So it won't happen. The yellow will not be triggered yet. So if I do it before... So he'll go this way, this way, this way, trigger the red switch, and then keep going. And then what will happen? Then I need to trigger the yellow switch, which means the ponytail inline. Like this. So that one will go this way, this way, this way. It'll trigger the yellow switch, which will free any Zoomini trapped on the yellow platform. And then continue up. And then because the yellow switch is triggered, then down here, the one with eyeglasses will be able to go up and bump the Zoomini free that's there. But then they'll get stuck. Which means I need to trigger the red switch again, but I won't be able to. So ones with eyeglasses has to go before the tuft hair. So let's see. So we've got this one who will go this way, trigger this, and then get stuck. We'll send a bunch through on the right, and they'll keep flipping the orange switch and getting stuck, but they'll bump each other and free each other until eventually you have just two of them stuck, hopefully. And then hopefully by that point the orange is pointing this way. So then I'll send one through, and I'll need to hit the yellow switch. Which means the inline, but not with glasses. I believe. So this one is stuck here. Do I need to hit the yellow or the red switch first? That's the question. This one goes through, they get stuck. The orange one keeps getting triggered. We'll assume it's pointing this way. We send one through. And if we send the inline through, they'll trigger the yellow switch and then go on their way. So now this is still pointing this way, but this is pointing down. So then we'll send the eyeglasses one through. They'll hit the stuck one from the bottom, but then they'll get stuck right here. And then we have it pointing this way and down. So then this one, he does not have eyeglasses, so he'll go this way, down, keep going, he'll go up, he'll hit this, he'll hit the red switch, which will free this one as well as any that's still stuck on the red, and then he'll go up. So I believe that's it. And then everyone else goes on the right side, I'm assuming. Unless, do I need to hold any back for any reason? So either they get sucked in, they die because they don't have an orange nose. They go this way. And like, the real question is, do I need to send any along the right-hand path at all? I can't send them on the left now. Because they'll all get sucked in because they don't have an orange nose. I need someone to trigger this switch here. But I can't have anyone trigger the switch until I hit the purple thing. And the one that hits the purple thing has to have an orange nose. So I've looked at this long enough. I'm just going to send these all through, I think. So as long as they don't have eyeglasses, they should just end up on that right-hand platform and be fine. I can just send them one after another. I wish they had made this switch a little more obvious. It's really hard to see the purple color on it. Get all the needed to the right-hand platform, which I'm doing. And I'm sending the orange nose attached, which will trigger the purple switch. And as soon as that's triggered, I can put the ones on the right-hand side through, I think. Okay, so I can't send these guys through yet, but I should be able to do it like this. So they'll hit the purple switch and then get stuck. And then this one, how early can I send them through? They don't have an orange nose, so they would just die. So I need to send the ones on the right through. And the ones on the right, they're not actually passing through any more filters. So I don't think the features actually matter. None of them have glasses, and that's really all that matters. So he'll hit the orange switch, go up to the yellow, and get stuck. Okay, so now that the orange switch has been triggered, I could theoretically send this one through. They'll go this way, and then up, and then they'll hit the yellow switch. But this is the only one that's going to hit that yellow switch. So if I hit it now, that would turn it off. Which I think would be okay. And then the one with the glasses would go this way, they'd go down, and they'd hit this one from the bottom. And then this guy, So I'm never going to trigger the yellow switch again. So it would be okay to turn it off right now, I believe. Okay, so if I send this one through, they'll go up here, they'll hit the yellow switch, which will free this guy. They'll keep going, and then this arrow will go down, so that I could send the one with eyeglasses through. They'll bump this one to the bottom, and then the eyeglasses one will get stuck. And then this last guy, he'll go this way, he'll go down, he'll keep going, and then he'll trigger the red switch, which will turn the red side off and also free the one on the left, and then I should be good to just send the rest of them through on the right. So this will trigger the yellow. Okay, so then I'll hit this one from the bottom. And the reason for doing it from the bottom is so when the red switch gets triggered, the eyeglasses one will keep going toward the top. Oddly enough, when they hit each other like this, they don't burst their bubbles, so... and then could I send this one through? So he'll go this way, and then because he has the tuft hair, he'll trigger the red switch, which will free this one, and then he'll keep going. Did I do that wrong? Because it doesn't look like the yellow one here. I hit the yellow switch, but this doesn't look like it's deactivated. So why is that? Maybe it only deactivates it temporarily? Works. I think I messed this up. Maybe I was trying to make it too easy. So yeah, they're getting stuck in the yellow, which they shouldn't have been. So I think I had it. I was just trying to... But the help message does not explain these little sparkly things at all, or how they work. Which is annoying. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to have one Zoombinis stuck in the yellow grid at the end. Now I need to watch the direction of this orange arrow carefully. So it's pointing toward the right, but I won't be able to get it pointing toward the right ever again. Which means if I want to trigger the red switch, I kind of have to do so now. I wonder if timing matters here. Like, if I put one through, and then immediately put the other guy through, because it'll take him a while to get to that red switch. So right now... Okay, so it's temporarily disables it, and that freed the other one. But now I have one each stuck on yellow and red, which I definitely could have planned better. Oh well, two will be stuck behind. That took a lot out of me. Ugh.
Is this it? Could this be the place they've been seeking? A place of hope and prosperity? Zoombinis!
Alright, so at least we got some of them here. So obviously things haven't really changed because we have no new buildings, but we've got various clusters of Zoombinis in the background. So town is gradually increasing in size, but man, that was tricky. And I thought I had everything planned. But yeah, two of the filters ended up being irrelevant. But then for the ones on the right, I just misjudged that. But oh well. That is probably a very long video already, so I'll go ahead and quit. And thank you for watching.